Let's take a little sip of this Waterloo sparkling water from Austin, Texas. This flavor is blackberry lemonade. Damn, that's refreshing. Best flavored non-sugar sparkling water I've had. The sparkling waters that do have sugar in them, I tend to not like. Like New York seltzer, the bottle that comes in the glass bottles. I've had a couple. I'm not impressed yet. I'm not writing them off completely, like altogether. I'm still willing to experiment with different flavors. But the 2 flavors I've had, I wasn't impressed. And what's in it? It's not necessarily that there's like high fructose corn syrup in it, but that's not great for you. And that's not necessarily why I dislike it, because I will still drink some other shit that has high fructose corn syrup in it. But the New York seltzer, like the brand and the glass bottles, it hasn't grabbed me. It has not grabbed me thus far. Waterloo, however, it's got a stranglehold on me. It has its little finger wrapped around me, and it's lulling me into its ocean of refreshing flavors. Hi. This is a variety show with no particular niche, baby. It's always about hanging out. Maybe we'll laugh at some stuff, maybe we'll learn something new, but it's always about hanging out, me and you. Welcome to That Thing with James. It's a podcast, and I'm your host. I'm the host of this podcast, James. Hi, that's me. And today we are, as has been for quite a while now, talking about nothing in particular, because that's what this show is about. Nothing in particular. It's just a vibe. So if you want a vibe, if you want to kick back, if you like the way my voice sounds, I certainly like the way it sounds. That's why I started a fucking podcast. Then tune in, turn on, and drop out, baby. Just like Dennis Leary. Famed conservative acid comedian, Dennis Leary. Tune in, turn on, say some racist shit. Dennis Leary. What's that show where he plays I think he's a fireman. It's like Rescue Me or something like that. Is it Dennis Leary? I think it's Dennis Leary, because the other Leary is the guy who was like friends with Ram Dass. What the fuck is his name? David Leary? Something? But Dennis Leary, I'm pretty fucking sure. I'm not going to look it up. I'm not going to fuck with my flow right now, but I'm pretty sure Dennis Leary is the fucking conservative comedian guy who's really angry. Aren't they all? Aren't they all really angry? Yeah, general fear and unhappiness, I feel, is like the source of conservatism, which in its own sense is like radical, but not like in a cool way. And there's like 2 kinds of cool ways to be radical. You can be like radical, gnarly, bro. Like a surfer or a skateboarder. Radical. Do an ollie, bro. Radical, dude. Nar. I used to watch a lot of Jackass and hang out with skaters. I know the terminology. Grind, bruh. Nar, kill. Oh, yeah, dude. Like, have you heard the new, oh, Christ, what was that band Bam Margera was into? Him? Have you heard the new His Infernal Majesty single, bruh? It's totes gnar, bruh. Let's scoot down to the in it out, dude. Whoa. And so that's the one good kind of radical. Radical! Surf's up, dude! And then the other kind of radical is, kill all the landlords. Radical! Fucking land reform, bruh. Radical, dude. We're gonna nationalize our fucking resources, bruh. Totally nar. We're gonna govern ourselves and establish a true bottom-up democracy, bruh. Nice. That's the other kind of good radical. But the not cool radicals, like the bad radicals, let's call them the badicals, not to be confused with a sabbatical, something professors do. Does any other profession have a sabbatical? All I can think of is like maybe the people of cloth, because sabbatical sounds like a very Catholic word. Sabbatical, tabernacle, confession. Dennis Leary. So I had to find my way back here. Dennis Leary, the comedian who totally is not into acid. He's just really angry and conservative. His whole vibe is the opposite of the vibe of this show. See, this is the least smooth transition I've ever pulled off. What I'm trying to say is that this show is a vibe. And, if you're driving, just close your eyes. If you are operating a motor vehicle or any type of heavy machinery in dangerous conditions, and I say just, driving 25 miles an hour on a sleepy road is still dangerous enough. If you're driving or operating any type of heavy machinery actively while listening to my voice, I implore you, please close your eyes for the entirety of this episode. That is not the word I was looking for, but I cannot think of what it is. Close your eyes, put on your pajamas. If you are in a public place and not wearing pajamas, I know that you brought them with you. We all know. So just change. Just stop wherever you are. Stop whatever you're doing. Strip and change into your pajamas. Because this is cozy time. This is cozy, cool. I've even got cool lighting, but we will see what color my blue and green lighting, accent lighting turns into after I do some kind of color editing to the video. Which, by the way, if you're listening, there's a whole video component to this show. I visually record myself. Like, this show takes it's a lot of fucking work from setting everything up to recording it, to breaking everything down and then processing it and uploading it and everything. If this was just audio, that would be so much easier. But I, in my vanity, have chosen to record video of this podcast along with the voice. And it's the same thing, just with video. And it's not random video. I'm recording myself recording this. There are layers to what's going on. Don't just be a superficial, surface level thinker. Peel back the skin of the onion. Does it bleed? Surprise. That's a human being, you sick fuck. Why are you peeling a human like an onion? You should instead be closing your eyes while operating heavy machinery and changing into your pajamas in a public place so that you can get properly prepared to vibe with me on this show, which is about dog dick. And not literal dog dicks. The show it's the essential dog dick. It's the spiritual dog dick, you know? It's not, I'm not talking about actual dog dicks. I'm not talking about actual lipstick. What I'm talking about is nothing, zero. The number over the fool's head in the first card of the tarot, all right? That's where we are. That's what we're about. I went to a cool store this week. Now, that was a smooth transition. Hold on, I need water. I went to a cool store this week. It's at the time of this recording, like right now, it is 1:03 p.m. on Sunday, February, see, I can say it right, February 19th, year 2023. And on Friday, by early afternoon, I was going batshit crazy. I had already completed my work for the day because that's, I am fortunate enough that I work on more like get a project complete by a certain time as opposed to having to clock in and deal with people. So I had already done my work. So I was free by early Friday afternoon and I was going stir crazy. So I decided to get out of the house and go check out this. I think it labels itself as a quote unquote Oriental market here in Tulsa called Nam Hai. Nam Hai or Nam Hai. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Is that like a Vietnamese name? Vietnamese is very difficult to pronounce. As an American, as a red-blooded white American, Vietnamese is not the easiest thing to speak because it is such a tonal language. And you can kind of do the tones, but when you're like really pursuing them, like as an English speaker, and you don't, you're just, just getting into Vietnamese, it can feel a bit like I'm trying to get these tones correct, but they are so vastly different than the types of tones that I'm used to in English that I fear that what I'm doing I fear that it sounds like I'm mocking the language when I'm actually genuinely like trying to say the word right. Like, cafe, da. I'm trying to, it's like, that's like it's something like that is like the Vietnamese name for what we call Vietnamese coffee. It just translates to like coffee, ice, milk. And I believe it's like cafe, da. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Well, I went to this market called Nam Hai or Nam Hai. And it was a trip, dude. It was an absolute trip because, well, I mean, I'd never been there before, but it's in this piece of shit part of town where clearly they've moved all of the like Latino and Asian people like onto this outskirt part of Tulsa, sort of outskirt part of Tulsa. And the place is a shithole. And I mean, that's fucking common for America, right? But I'm in this shithole part of town and I pull up to this like shithole strip mall. And at first, I almost missed it. Fortunately, there were like two entrances to the parking lot to the strip mall. I missed the first one when I realized, oh, this is it right here. So I pull in and I'm like, where is this place? Because I looked up pictures, of course, and the pictures looked like the place was pretty big. And I get there, I'm like, this is a small looking strip mall. I don't really see a big, quote unquote, Oriental supermarket here. So I guess I'm just going to park and take this center door that says Nam High over it. So I do that. Hold on, I'm getting thirsty again. Just a second. All right. I find a parking spot. I walk up to this shithole of a strip mall on the outside, and I walk in through the center doors expecting to just like walk right into the supermarket, but no. I walk inside, and it's not as much as a shithole as it is on the outside of the building. I walk in, and I'm not in the supermarket yet. As a matter of fact, I find myself in a long, broad, and very tall hallway. To the right, as I'm walking in, there is a liquor store. To the left, there is a really good-looking pho restaurant. And up above me are those Chinese-type lantern ornamental sort of things, these big, round, red paper, like ornamental orbs. And halfway down the hallway on the right side, there stands a man and a woman with a little cart with Bibles on it, and they've got some kind of sign. And fortunately for me, I don't look clean cut enough. There's a little bit of edge in me. There's a story in my eyes, you know, and the way I dress and carry myself tells strangers that I carry within me, of me, about me, Satan lives within me. I don't need to sell my soul. He's already in me. I walk by these people and they do not bother me because there's some other people ahead of me, and the Bible folks start, soliciting them for something. Who knows what? Buy our Bible and, download the good word. But they get one look at me, as so often happens with Bible people. They get one look at me and they're like, they just don't bother. They don't even bother. Maybe it's they can smell the Catholicism on me because I was born and raised Catholic. And ever since moving to Oklahoma at a young age, one of the things I've learned about, to a lesser degree, Protestants, but very much to a great degree, evangelicals, it's like they can smell the Catholicism on me. It's like I'm a lost cause. And for that, I am eternally grateful because I do not want to be bothered. I do not care about your word. What I care about is getting into Nam High and getting some tea because I had been craving green tea. And the stores around don't really have great green tea. The best they have to offer is like Stash brand from Oregon, like Eugene or something. It's a decent brand. It's a decent, regular, if this was fragrances, they would call it like a drugstore fragrance. Even if like you're buying a fragrance at like Walmart or something like that, the fragrance community would still call it like drugstore fragrances or drugstore skincare products. Well, let's call this drugstore tea, specifically like green tea. Now, there is one of the things that I really actually genuinely miss about Austin, Texas is Central Market. Central Market was amazing. Best grocery store. I loved it. It was not as expensive as Whole Foods, yet they tended to have a much greater variety and selection of stuff and in-house baked goods and all sorts of stuff. If you live in Austin or in the area and have not yet gone to Central Market, the one south, I think I might have gone to one other once, maybe, but I always went to the one kind of south in that Oaks area, whatever the fuck it was called. It's like just south of the highway. Go there if you haven't already. Go there. But one of the great things they offered was they had a great selection of loose leaf tea. They had like pu'er. They had all sorts of different types of tea from around the world, and they were all really good quality, and it's buy in bulk, so you could get, however much you want that they have on display, and for reasonable prices. And I would get pretty fucking damn good green tea there, or oolong, or any other type of loose leaf tea. I'd get it there, and it was great. They don't have that here in Tulsa, at least, not that I have found. Certainly not in a bulk sort of way like Central Market had. They don't have it at Reese's. They sure as fuck don't have it at Walmart. They don't have it at Whole Foods. I haven't really fucked with Sprouts. They might have some sort of selection at Sprouts, but honestly, Sprouts tea selection, from my experiences, rather tends to be kind of limited and definitely overpriced. So I knew what I needed, because I had been craving for weeks decent green tea, right? And where can I get that here? Because there's certainly no Central Market. Why don't I go to an Asian market? And there's one that I usually go to, but I haven't gone there since I started getting the hankering for green tea. It's called the Korean-Japanese market. And I love that place. And I've got a story, a shameful story, I think I might share in this week's bonus episode regarding miso, miso paste in particular. Yeah, I think I'll save that for the bonus episode, which, by the way, let's pause this story real quick. If you did not know, I do bonus episodes of this show. So every time I put out one of these free episodes, I also put out an exclusive bonus episode, which you can get access to by helping support my work, by showing your appreciation for my work at patreon.com/thatthingwithjames. Once again, that's patreon.com/thatthingwithjames. And thank you to those who are already patrons. You guys fucking rock. You've been around for the beginning. And I am very grateful for you. But if you didn't know, it's there. And also, if you didn't know, I'm also on YouTube. I think they changed up the way you search for it. So it's like at TTWJ Productions or something. I don't know. Go to YouTube and type in That Thing with James and my channel pops up. Go subscribe to that. I ought to just fucking rattle off the rest. I'm on TikTok. My handle on TikTok is at TTWJ Productions. I'm on Twitter, but I don't know for how much longer, because that fucking site is most certainly collapsing. And Instagram, my handle on both are at James J. Asher. I have a subreddit, r/thatthingwithjames, and a show email, thatthingwithjames@gmail.com. All of this information is written in the episode description, in case, so you don't have to try to remember me rattling it off. It's written there. Now, back to the story. I usually go to the Korean-Japanese mart. It's I like it. They've got a great variety of stuff, great quality foods. It's a little small, but it's certainly like a mom and pop type thing. And it's always really clean and nice. And I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And the strip mall that one's in is not quite as much as a piece of shit as the strip mall Nam Hai was in. Nam Hai had a lot more stuff, and it was certainly much bigger. After I passed by the Bible people, whoa, I almost fell down on my couch here. After I passed by the Bible people, I went into Nam Hai, right? And I was greeted with a place that was the first thing I noticed. Here's the first thing I noticed was fish before I even walked through the doors. Because what I discovered is Nam Hai, it's not the building itself. Nam Hai is a building within the building. It was a trip. Walking through that hallway was like walking through a portal into another strange dimension. And I was the only white person around. And you know what? I fucking love that. I love that. I go in there, and the first thing I notice is fish smell, and I walk in, and this place has a lot. It has so much different stuff. I think maybe the philosophy behind the store is whatever we have this day, whatever we have this week, just throw it on any shelf wherever it fits. We have general sections for here's dry stuff, here's wet stuff, here's crunchy stuff, here's chewy stuff. Go with these sections, whatever we got, just throw it wherever the fuck it fits. And you know what? I think I'm going to continue this story in the bonus episode. So if you want to hear the rest of it, become a patron. All right, that's it for this week's free episode. I love you. Catch you next time. Hope you stick around for the bonus. Bye.